Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number 21 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team unlimited and or competitive play based on how much MT they have, what their squad is currently looking like, and things like that. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 10,000 subscriber mark on the channel. Upload every single day, multiple videos a day, and I would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. First team today comes in from my boy Jalen. He needs a lot of help with his team, no doubt about that. And yeah, I just don't think very many of these cards really deserve to be playing at this point. He does say he's 3,000 unlimited points away from Tim Thomas and 90 games away from KG, so we'll factor those guys into the team because that's like, what, 6 hours, 7 hours for KG, and then a few unlimited games, like 15 or so unlimited games. So we'll factor those guys into your team. But with that being said, at the point guard position, you do have Lonzo. I don't mind Lonzo whatsoever. And then your backup PG, incredibly cheap, incredibly good, is going to be Amethyst Penny Hardaway. For his price, he is absolutely phenomenal. Now, shooting guard, I don't really like either of the guys that you have, but in all honesty, there aren't that many elite budget shooting guards at this point in the game. Small forward wise, well, we'll come back to shooting guard, but first of all, small forward, I think, well, I'll say this: if you're 90 games away from KG, you should be getting like pink diamonds and stuff, so you should be getting some guys that you can plug into your team to help you there as well. But with that being said, with having to get the unlimited wins, you're going to get Karl Malone, who can slot in here. KG can slot in actually your starting power forward, so I think you could do this with these guys. Kareem, you said you almost have Tim Thomas, so Tim can go here. Kareem is also on the team as well, so we'll throw him at the starting center position. And then backup center could be, I guess temporarily, you could go Willis Reed just as a cheap option because he's free. He can hold it down. Backup small forward and shooting guard. I will say, with the amount of MT that you have, you don't have any really incredible options. I like Jerome Williams a lot at the backup small forward, but there really aren't any great, like, super budget shooting guards. Like, I guess Luol Deng is your best option, but he's kind of expensive. But I guess if you could free up some sort of MT, he'd be a good guy to pick up because I really do think he's pretty damn good. And then temporarily, I guess until you can get some more MT, you throw Clyde Drexler at the backup shooting guard. But I think you can build this team right here once you get Tim and once you get KG, and you're gonna have a lot of success with this type of team. Like, it's gonna be an incredibly massive upgrade over this squad, and then you can work on saving up some more MT to get another shooting guard, get another center. But with this team, I mean, it's such a massive upgrade over the team that you have right now. Now, second squad today comes in from Dope Beaver. He's got 100,000 MT, says he's going to finish KG and Wiggins, and is wondering what he should do with the spare 100K. So, spare 100K. Once you get KG, he slots in at your power forward position, can bring Bob Nedelicki off the bench, Mark Gasol, and then Miles Turner. I don't love Diamond Miles Turner. I think that's not incredible. Pippen and Jetty I do like a lot. Ben is obviously incredible. And then Kirk Heinrich, Diamond off the, yeah, I don't know about that. Wiggins can definitely slot in and play your 3. You can have him and Ariza. I might even just play Pippen at the 3 and Wiggins at the 2, but if they're both on the court, it really doesn't matter who's at shooting guard, who's at small forward. But then you'd have Ben, Pippen, Wiggins, KG, and Mark, and then off the bench you would have, in terms of guys to use anyway, I'd say Ariza, Jetty, and Bob. So then you need another point guard, you need another center. The best way to do this, to be completely honest, with less than 100K MT, Amethyst Penny Hardaway, Pink Diamond David Robinson. There you go, right there. And also, if you haven't completed the South, whichever division Olowa Candy's in, it's the Pacific division, that's his division. If you haven't completed that division yet and selected a Pink Diamond, which based on the team that you have right now, it looks like you haven't, I would also just go get Olowa Candy, and then you don't need to buy D-Rob. You'll have 100K for PG. If you want to spend more, you can go get Pink Diamond Magic. If you want to spend less, just get Amethyst Penny, and he's going to hold it down at such a high level. But that's kind of what I'd do, actually. If you do have the MT, is go get go get Olowa Candy, and then you can get Magic at the back of PG because you'll have a free elite center who you can play with Mark Gasol or Olowa Candy. Probably would start Olowa Candy and bring Mark off the bench, but either way, that'd give you a 10-man of something like Ben, Wiggins, Pippen, KG, and Olowa Candy backup point guard being Magic, Jetty, Trevor Ariza, Bob, and Mark Gasol, and that 10-man is pretty elite. Third team today comes in from Cali. He's got 25,000 MT currently. Magic, Ben, Scottie Pippen, Wiggins, Carmelo, OG, KG, Yao, and then a few power forward options: Tim, Anthony Davis. I don't love any. I mean, I like E a lot. I don't love Tim or AD at this point. I think they're fine cards, but I don't think they're incredible. I'm wondering which Pink Diamond you picked for the Pacific Division again, because if you have Olowa Candy, you got to throw him in there at that backup center position. He's way better of an option than you can play E at the 4. But because I'm guessing you're playing E at the 5 right now and Tim Duncan at the 4. An alternate option, if you want, considering more in your MT range, would be to go get a guy like Amari Stoudemire, and you could play him at the 4 and then E at the 5. Or what you could do is sell Carmelo, pick up an Andre Kirilenko who's significantly cheaper, and pick up a D-Rob for your backup center if you don't have Oluokandi, and then play E at the 4. And I still think that's a better team. I know you're losing a guy in Carmelo who's great, but I think that gives you a better overall team doing that if you need to. And then you're also probably going to save some MT as well, because even after selling Carmelo and buying AK and D-Rob, you're actually going to profit MT getting those 2 cards instead of Carmelo being just 1. So that's a couple different options you can go with, kind of up to you where you want to go. Carson has 230K. He's trying to figure out what to do with his backup 5. Out of these 4 guys, y'all know my answer. It's Oluokandi. I really do think he's the second best center in the game. That's my guy. Throw him in there at that backup center. You're going to be chilling. Magic and Ben are the 2 best PGs in the game. I actually do agree that Magic is better than Ben. Vince and Terry, like it. Scottie Pippen, Tim, love it. E and Bob really like that as well. And then Yao and Oluokandi, like, you have an elite 10-man. You don't need to make any changes if you don't want to. But with that being said, if you do want to make some changes, you could potentially go out and either move Pippen to the backup 2 and add a guy like AK and have AK and Tim as your 3s, because I do think giving you that defense extra and putting Pippen at the backup 2 is actually going to be totally fine. If you don't want to do that, what you could instead do is just go upgrade your 2 guard and go get a guy like Carmelo Anthony. That's another great option. Throw him in there instead of Terry. That's probably the main spot to upgrade, though. Outside of that, I mean, if you wanted to target a guy like Dirk at the power forward position over Bob, you could, but I don't think it's necessary. Like, Bob's really good. Dirk's probably a little better, but definitely a lot more expensive as well. So kind of up to you what you'd like to do in that aspect. Third to last team comes in from Hibachi. He's got 415 KMT. He's the biggest Gilbert Arenas fan in the world, so I'm not going to tell him to pull Gilbert out of the lineup, and I know he has a ton of Hoffs on Gilbert as well. But outside of Gilbert, the team is pretty killer. I don't like this card at this point, but I mean, he's your favorite player, so and I know you put a bunch of extra Hoffs on him, so you got to use them. With that being said, we got Gilbert, Ray, Scotty, KG, Yao, Magic, West Person, Jetty, E, and Wang. Okay. You need 2 guys. You say backup center. I don't love Wesley Person at an elite level. I just don't. I don't think he's bad, but I don't think he's great. The easiest way to do this is just to move Jetty to the backup 2 and then bring a guy like AK in at the backup 3. If you really like Jetty at the 3, you could go get Vince, but Vince is a lot more expensive than AK. I know I'm talking about this Pink Diamond AK card a lot, but he's the perfect card for basically any lineup because he's so cheap and so good, and just gives you an elite 3 and D guy, especially if you have shot creators, and you have enough shot creators. So you could go AK at the backup 3, Jetty at the backup 2, and then backup center again is going to have to be D-Rob because you have KG, unless you have Oluokandi sitting in your collection, which I'm guessing you don't, because I would assume you'd probably play him over Wang. But it's just those 2 guys. AK at the backup 3, move Jetty to the 2, and then go get D-Rob at the backup center. It's going to cost you less than 100 KMT, and your team's basically going to be complete for the time being. So that's what I see for this team. Second to last squad comes in from Joey the Goat. He's got 180K, thinking of picking up LeBron over Joe Smith, pulled Ben so he can't sell him. I don't hate that. I kind of like Joe Smith, though. Me personally, I wouldn't mind just keeping him in the lineup because you're already locked in for him. I think he's literally just as good as LeBron. You could even argue better, in my personal opinion. I like this team a lot, though. I really do. 180K. I will say, backup PG, if you want to spend all of your MT, I mean, I don't even know if Magic is actually cheap enough to where you can get him for 180K. I don't think you can if we're talking about the Galaxy Opal Magic. In terms of the Pink Diamond Magic, that's an option at the backup PG. And yeah, Magic's too expensive. So you could go get Pink Diamond Magic. You could go get Amethyst Penny Hardaway, who's not quite as good as the Pink Diamond Magic, but way, way, way cheaper. Either of them are going to be upgrades over Dennis Johnson, in my opinion. So I'd go get one of those 2 guys. And then backup center, you can stick with Wang if you want. If you don't want to stick with Wang, go get a D-Rob. But Wang will get the job done for you just fine off the bench if need be. And then Joe Smith, I would keep him personally. But if you want to replace Braun, or him with Braun, I guess go for it. It is, after all, your team. Now, last squad today comes in from Peyton, 100,000 MT, Pink Diamond Magic, Opal Harden, Ray Allen, Wiggins, LeBron, AKE, Bob, KG, and Oluokandi. So, very, very solid squad. You don't have incredible bigs, and I guess I'm assuming Nedelicki, you have an auctionable Nedelicki. So, what I would probably do with this lineup is sell Nedelicki, go KG at the 4, Oluokandi at the 5, E backup 4, D-Rob backup 5. You're even going to profit a little bit in MT by doing that because Bob is around 30K more than D-Rob right now. At that point, you don't really have any holes on your team, to be completely frank. If you want, you could save MT a little bit. You'll get a guy like Scottie Pippen at the 2. I think he's the best 2 in the game if you're running Harden. So Scottie and Harden, I think, is an incredible duo. So that may be the next upgrade that I'd target, but you're not quite going to have enough MT for that, I don't think, right now, based on how expensive a Pippen is. But I would go get D-Rob, sell Bob Nadalicki, and that's probably the main upgrade that I'd be making, because outside of that, your team is really, really solid. But with that being said, that's the last team for today's video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you want to be involved in the future episode of the series, make sure you look out for a tweet about this series on Friday or Saturday nights, depending on if I'm uploading it Saturday or Sunday. But be on the lookout for a tweet about the series. Drop your team under there, and I'll make sure to get some new guys in the video. But that is going to do it for the video. Hopefully y'all did enjoy. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.